My name is Cynthia J. Flowers, and I know Miss Manuel because we're cousins. Her great-grandmother and my great-grandmother were sisters. Well, Teresa Manuel is the story herself. She was born in Port Tampa, Florida, and she attended Middleton High School. And from Middleton, she went to Tuskegee University. And while she was playing basketball at Middleton, and that's what she went to Tuskegee for. However, while she was there, idling one day, they asked her to come and join the track team, which she did, and she ended up in history, becoming an Olympian. And she did not consider herself an Olympian because she did not do any medals that year when they went to the 48 Olympics. However, the motto is once an Olympian, always an Olympian. So till the day she leaves this world, she will be considered an Olympian. Teresa is a very humble person. She did not have any idea of the impact that she had made on the city of Tampa, Hillsborough County, of the state of Florida. And I was informed that when she first started teaching at Middleton High School, she wore her Olympic jacket there and impressed everybody. But I said, "Where's your jacket now?" "I don't know." "Where are your track shoes?" "I don't know." I gave them away. So she really didn't take any of this, to heart. She just went, she ran, she came home to teach basketball, and she was happy with that. All of her students, her former students, the impact that she's made on her students that she taught in Middleton, and she also taught at Hillsborough High School. She taught for 38 years. She was 21 years at Middleton and 17 years at Hillsborough High School. Every student always has something very good to say about her. She was a great PE teacher. That's their favorite coach. She listened. She was very direct when it came to basketball and everything. She was a strong coach. She did not play any games, but they hold her in the highest esteem. And she was very strict because one young lady told me that a personal thing had happened, and Miss Manuel called her parents and told on her. But she's grown now, and she's thankful that she did, But she took an interest in her students, and if something went wrong with them, she would contact their parents and tell them and what have you, and they worked together, to solve the problem, whatever it was. When the committee was formed to bring the 2012 Olympics to Tampa, apparently her name came up because two ladies that were working on the committee were personal friends of her and knew about her history in the Olympics. But Tampa at that time really did not know of her as an Olympian. They knew she was a coach, a high school basketball coach. And they gave her name to Mr. Ted Turinchek, and they contacted her. And she was made the poster person to be put on she was on the bid book that was presented to the United States Olympic Committee when they came to review the area. She was elected to be a Verizon literacy champion. And what that program was a baby of Barbara Bush. And Verizon was the partnership with Miss Bush. And she was able to meet Miss Bush, former President George Bush, and then Governor Jeb Bush. And she was their guest to the unveiling of the project that Verizon carried for several years. It was her and all the different Olympians from the city of Tampa, former Olympians that formed the committee. The president that she met at that time was Harry Truman, and she, along with Alice Coachman and other Olympians from Tuskegee, the Tuskegee team, met him at the White House. Teresa, along with fellow teammates from the 1948 Olympic team, was invited to the White House, and they met President Truman. Teresa has two favorite nicknames that she loves. One is Miss T, and you could spell it with a single T, either Miss T, T-E-E, and my godchildren started calling her Mama T. So it stuck with everybody, and we call Teresa Mama T. But her former students will not call her Mama T. They still call her Miss Manuel, but she loves Mama T. Teresa loves sports. She's still very active watching the Buccaneers. She's with the Buccaneers till they die, she die, or whatever. She says she's a Buccaneer fan forever. She has Buccaneer, all kind of paraphernalia, Buccaneer, and she loves basketball. She watches basketball quite a bit. And she's very methodic. When she gets involved with something, she sticks with it throughout and everything. But her favorite thing is watching football. And then basketball comes in second, even though it was the game that she played when she was in college and high school. She watches the Olympics when they come on. Teresa will watch the Olympics. And I will let her know when the pin relays are on or the different things, but she gets to a certain channel and that she sticks with that. But you have to let her know when they're having different meets and things, and she'll turn to it. She loves Venus Williams. She loves to follow her in tennis. She will do that. Her students love her very much, but they said that she carries a big stick. She walks like a giant, in other words, the old saying, when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens. So when Teresa Manuel spoke, everybody listened, and they listened to whatever she said, and they did whatever she said. But all of them love her very much. They speak very highly of Miss Manuel, and they still call her Miss Manuel, or they call her Coach. Miss Manuel's students love her very much, and they highly respect her to this day. Whenever I call any of them about anything pertaining to her, they're very, very willing to work with me and do anything for Miss Manuel. The students say when Miss Manuel speaks, everybody listens. And she was a commanding figure when she walked down the hall. And if anybody was lollygagging or anything, and she would say to them, Miss Manuel would say to them, "What are you doing?" Out of your classes, they would scatter and go their separate ways where they knew where they need to be. Miss Manuel's main sport was basketball. She started playing basketball at Middleton High School, and she related to me that their basketball court was on the outside, and at night when they would be playing, they didn't have lights, and the neighbors would bring their lamps over with long extension cords and light up the playing field for them so they could practice their basketball. When she went to Tuskegee, she went there for basketball. But when Teresa was at Tuskegee, that's when they enlisted her to join the track team. She holds a record in track as far as hurdles at the University of Chicago. And Teresa, at one game in Tuskegee, she did 56 points one game, and that record still holds there also. Teresa made 57 points one game when she was at Tuskegee University, and that record still holds to this day. Teresa, in playing basketball while at Tuskegee, she made 57 points one game, and her record still holds today. Teresa's philosophy is really to treat everybody fairly. She wants to see her students succeed. She's interested in their lives, and Teresa will sit and listen to you while you talk. She's a quiet listener, but she does speak, and she will give you very sage advice.
When you ask that question, the best advice she's given me is?
Okay. The best advice she's given me is to slow down, take care of yourself. I love you, but you don't believe I love you. And she's just thankful. She said that I came along and helped her at the time that she needed help the most. Her uncle, Thomas Manuel, he was here in 1987 for his brother's funeral. And he told Teresa, "You look out for Cynthia, and Cynthia, you look out for Teresa." And so we just looked out for each other really since then, and when she got sick and she couldn't stay by herself any longer. And I just told her, just come on over, you know, and she's been with me now since 2005. I would say to the young people today, first, listen to your teachers, listen to your elders. Take time, learn everything you can about whatever field that you're in, and apply yourself. Go back in history, learn who the pioneers were, whose shoulders you are standing upon, and learn from whatever advice they are giving you through their life, and use it to better your life, and hold on to their dreams and fulfill your own. I really can't answer that because when Teresa, she was retired when we started being together. But knowing her, she's very determined, and she's gonna push you. And she will push you until you, the student, meet the ability that you may have inside you that you don't even know. She believes in winning. She does not want to lose. She said she never lost a game, and she didn't plan on losing a game, and she told her students that we are not going to lose a game. We are going to win whatever game we play, and that's what she did. She has overcome so many things in her life, Teresa has. She's blessed so many people. She still is able to coach a game if they would probably let her. And the young people need to know who she is, what she did, how she acquired it, what she accomplished. And maybe there's somebody's child that her story will help them on their journey in life. I love her dearly. She's like a mother to me, and she deserves her story to be told, and children need this today. They need a lot of Teresa Manuels to be in their life, to show them how to play the game, how to play it fairly, how to win, and how to go on and succeed in your life. Teresa Manuel's legacy needs to be preserved because she was one among the first black women, the track team, to perform in the United States Olympics. And this was in 1948 in London, England. And she's the first black woman from the state of Florida that went to the Olympics to represent the United States. My plans for furthering the legacy of Teresa A. Manuel is to form the Teresa A. Manuel Athletic Legacy Corporation, a nonprofit corporation that will benefit the track and basketball students from Hillsborough High School and Middleton High School, and also Blake High School, and the students that participate in the Teresa Manuel relays that are held every March at King High School, starting with the junior high school level on down to seniors. The relays were started by a co-worker of Teresa's, and I think it was in 1979 when she went to Hillsborough High School, and they found out she was an Olympian, and they initiated the relays in her honor. And they've been running every year in March since then. There are 27 schools, around 27 or more schools participating in the Teresa Manuel relays. Hillsborough High School, Plant High School, Blake High School, Jefferson High School among some of the ones that participate. There is a track named for Teresa at Middleton High School, her former alma mater and her first employer, her first job, where she taught. and it is at Middleton High School on Osborne. A track was dedicated in Teresa's honor in 2004 at Middleton High School, which is also her alma mater and where she had her first coaching job. Teresa makes an impact on anyone that she meets. Even when she's meeting family for the first time that she never knew of. And you'll find the cousins, and these are cousins that are like assistant attorney generals. They follow around like little kids because they like, we got an Olympian in the family, and especially the men because of the sports. And she makes an impact because she's quiet. And then they trying to put the quiet together with the fact that she's a winning coach, and they're trying to figure her out. But she loves everybody. She has that personality that she will sit down and talk and laugh with you and everything and get to know you. And so you never forget Teresa because they were called, how's Cousin Teresa? And I'm like, okay, you're talking to me. You haven't asked me how am I doing? But everybody wants to know about Mama T and Cousin Teresa. And she's loved by all because she gives love. And you just feel good being around her, you know. Even when we're nodding together, she's in her chair and I'm in mine. We wake up and bust out laughing. And she said, I watched you sleeping, but I didn't want to disturb you, you know. But you just can't help but love Teresa. She has that air about her. And she loves people. She's always doing for people. Always. She has never stopped ever doing for people. If you need something, she's able to do it for you. She will do it for you. She does not really know how to say no. We are descendants of the families from Harbor Island, Bahamas. And our grandparents came in from Harbor Island to Key West and then migrated from Key West to Tampa. She knew nothing about it. And so, of course, I, being the historian of the family, when I first took her to Key West. And she said, where'd all these people come from? I said, well, they're your cousins. And we got cousins by the dozens. And all of them love her, all of them claim her, not because she's an Olympian, because we just love one another. And we're now celebrating our 40th anniversary of family reunion and family get-togethers next July in Miami, Florida. And I'm just trusting God that I'll be able to take her so that she can be with them, because right now I think she's our oldest family member out of all the 300, 400 cousins right now that we have. You've not asked about that the Prime Minister of the Bahamas gave a tribute to her at a tribute that we had for her in September of this year. They came personally to the house and presented it from the Prime Minister, Christie, and the people of the Bahamas, that they were so thankful for her to be a descendant of the Bahama Islands and to represent them the way that she has. And she's received many commendations and awards from different organizations and different government entities that she does not just hold them, she holds it dear to her heart. But it never has given her big-headed. She's not big-headed about it, anything. She's just thankful. She's just thankful. And when we did the tribute, she said, where did all these people come from? And I told her, well, you know, it's just a small gathering. And probably if we could get Amelie and put it out on the airways, we'll fill that up too. Because she does not realize how many, she said, students she's taught over the years. We've been in the shopping center, and people will walk up to her and hug her. And when we passed, she said, Cynthia, I don't remember that person, but they remember me, and I'm thankful that they do. She said, but there have been so many children, you know, through the years, and it just does her heart good. When Teresa sees former students, be it in a setting at a shopping mall, an event, and they come up to her and they hug her and say, Coach, Miss Manuel, it's so good to see you. She just revels in it. It does her heart good to know that they still know her and that they love her. During the 2012 bid banquet, she met and was with Dr. J, Jules Irvin. Shaq's mother was there. She met several people, and she was just enamored with them, and they just all fell in love with her. But she's never one to boast. She doesn't do much talking, and she doesn't do much boasting. But she'll say, see that picture? That's me and Dr. J, you know. But she's humble. She's a very humble person. But she will talk with them, enjoy their company, you know, and file it away for memories. Commissioner Miller attended Middleton High School, so he is also one of her former students, and he holds her in very high regard. Commissioner Les Miller attended Middleton High School during the time that she was teaching there, and he has gone on to become a commissioner, and he was recently at the tribute that we did for her, and he spoke very highly of her and told her the reason he is where he is now, that is because of teachers like her that imparted so much into the lives of the students during those times. One of the funniest things concerning Teresa, she loves to dance. And at the recent tribute we had, at the end, they were playing music and everything, and they were out doing the, I guess they don't call it the hustle, whatever, the new dances they have. So they rolled her out from behind the table, and she was in the wheelchair, getting down in the wheelchair and everything. So everybody stopped dancing, enjoyed her and everything, because she really loved to dance. And she really was rocking in the wheelchair and enjoyed herself and, you know, and everything. So that's one of the funniest things I've seen happen here recently, you know, with her. But it was something else, and I cannot think of, I don't know if it was the eyeglasses or something. She'd be looking for them, and they were like on top of the head or something. I really can't say, but I know that she loved to dance, and she really had a ball at the banquet, and she was dancing in a wheelchair and everything, trying to keep up with everybody on the dance floor. Teresa loves music. She loves sports. She loves people. And wherever we are, she will enjoy it. She will make sure she has a good time. And she used to say, age is nothing but a number. And in 2 weeks, she will be 90. Almost 2 weeks, she will be 90 years old. And I'm sure she'll approach that 90th year with all the spunk and everything that she has now. And will continue laughing and dancing and loving everybody and talking to the young children and everything. And her greatest joy is our 1-year-old Jacob, because he goes looking for her, and then she'll call and say, come and get Jacob, because he's in here bothering me. But then she'll want, where's Jacob? You know, so she has a 1-year-old keeping her busy now that she's enjoying, very much so.